So I was going to start it outside today, but it was too bright and the bloody lens on the phone, it is not liking the sunshine, any bright light, so it's a bit of a bugger. Nunchucks, it's going to be a good one. What's it all about? I will start off by saying there are patterns. Patterns. A lot of people won't see the patterns that I'm seeing. I think that's become quite obvious actually. I'm not sure a lot of people even know what a pattern is. But there is a lot going on. But the bottom line is this: the trust of the innocent is one of the liar's most valuable tools. And that trust, it's being used. Science has had one goal, and that is to distract people from the truth, from the flat earth. I haven't structured anything what I'm going to do. Pause, start, pause, start, pause, start. Got to look at the TV screen, the monitor, a few books maybe, a few moons and suns and angles, and why solar eclipse of the 8th, of the 12th of the 8th. Couldn't happen on a globe. It's crazy. You guys think there are people saying, how could that happen on a flat? Not understanding that it is not possible what we saw in the other eclipse to be happening on a spinning globe with the water and the gravity and everything. It doesn't happen. It's amazing how different we can see things. I'm one person against most of you, right? But I'm objective. The thing that is at play here right now, more than just about everything else, it's egos. The amount of time and effort people have put in to try and topple me, it becomes personal. It's not about whether it's flat or round anymore. For a lot of people, I get that. But because I'm objective, I also get the angle about the trust, the liars. The sole mission of science has been to derail people. It's been to distract people, to lie to people, to get them away from the flat earth. Does sound crazy. There are too many patterns. Too many patterns. I'm not going to slam dunk it. All of the slam dunks I've done since I first slam dunked are all of my posts spread out everywhere. I have yet to get a slam dunk wrong. A lot of them are still open, like the light being absolute. Them not going to the moon. Those things are kind of, how do you prove? Slam dunk, they didn't go to the moon. All of it's just rubbish. All of it is just rubbish. Now, where do we start? There's so many different places. But why not? Let's go back to April in 24, solar eclipse across the US. Remember? Why is it that the moon always moves from east to west in the sky? So this is just a normal spread out of the globe, right? This map. So over here, it's the US, South America. Now the moon, does it or does it not rise in the east and set in the west. It does, doesn't it? All the time, yeah? So what happened? What happened in April 2024? What happened? It always does that. So why did this happen? What is that? From south to north, from the southwest to the northeast. What happened? If it always orbits us, well, it doesn't. It's going that way, right? And we're going faster than it, so it gives the appearance of coming back this way. That is not a reason for the shadow to have gone. So why did it? I'll show you why. Here's a little hint. See that? The sun's moving, isn't it? Look, the moon isn't moving now, but the shadow is. So, what's that all about? The sun and the moon are moving across Earth. Earth is not moving. Therefore, stuff happens. Why did the moon, the shadow at least, zip up there like that? If it orbits us, we see it every day, don't we? East to west, east to west. Here as well, from east to west. Every now and again it pulls a funny one. What's it doing over there? Moon, it's gone again. Can't trust it. Anybody who tried to answer that question that I dropped today to that cocky lot, what is it? Oh, he hasn't replied yet. Oh, he probably won't. But I did, didn't I? I just rocked up at the right time and said, okay, Muppets, I'm here. Answer this question. Explain to me how the solar eclipse happened. How did it work? The one last week. Explain to me. Ooh, the bugs are in here. How? How does it start at Siberia? How does the moon's shadow start up in Siberia, cross the North Pole, down the East Greenland coast, over Iceland, looking down on Iceland, down the North Atlantic, and hangs a left into España? Ole, Mallorca. How? And then what was the other one? I think there was a B. I might seem like I'm being facetious, but I'm not. I'm not alone, right? I just know the turmoil and the whatever that people are in right now. The whole mission of science is to get people away from the flat earth. Why? Who knows why? It's just control, isn't it? They want people thinking that they're just an insignificant piece of stardust, don't they? But what you need to understand is we are all individuals. We're not just part of a grain of sand on a beach, just all of us just all the same, and that's what they want you to believe, trying to detach you from yourself, from the collective dramas, destruction, division. There are rogues. I'm still going to say 1950s, 1960s, a changing of the guard. It happened. And it's been chaos. Conquer. Destroy. Destroy? and conquer. Conquer and what's the other one? You know, command and conquer. Conquer, no? What's... You know what I mean. There are rogues and they want control. And to get control, they need to create division. And when people are battling, they just move in and sweep up. Trust of the innocent, folks. Trust of the innocent. Right, now where shall we start? Well, we've done a little look at that eclipse. I will show you how it works on the flat. While we're here, an explanation for this here. That's what I asked for. Don't expect to get it. Not a logical one. Those poor people that are trying, they come up with all these sentences. Yeah, well, because of the ecliptic and it's 5 degrees below what should be, it hasn't yet crossed over the line of the semi-ecliptic. Therefore, the 3 degrees that was taken away from the 23.5 degrees doesn't apply until the shadow strikes X. That's the kind of thing. So people need to understand that when I read something, I do break everything down. And if there is even a period out of place, I will spot it. You can't pull the wool over my eyes. You cannot pull the wool over my eyes. It's a curse for me. What we have here is Europe, right? That far one there is Spain, Leon. That yellow one behind it, that is Genoa in Italy. The blue one above that is Kassel in Germany. The one above that, the red over the that sea thing, is the UK and Ireland. The green one is Norway, Kristiansand. The red one is Sweden. That's where Klaas is. Hey Klaas. And over there we have Iceland, red. Bottom yellow is the southeastern coast of Greenland. The top yellow is the northeastern coast of Greenland. The purple is a point 100 kilometers from the actual North Pole. And that yellow is where the first sign of the shadow was spotted. That's where the eclipse, where totalities began. So my question, we know that the sun is going to be in the west, don't we? So we have all of Europe, and all of these places are all looking that way because that's where the sun is going to be coming, and the moon is going to block that sun. So I could turn around and put the sun this way, but the lens will go ding and it will just, blur. How did Siberia end up with the first shadow? Another thing to take into consideration here, and it's very important. Without this fact, this simple fact that I'm going to tell you now changes everything instantly, and it's probably something that people just don't think of. It took that 1700 GMT. By the time it got here, I say by the time, 1830 GMT, an hour and a half, 90 minutes, give or take a minute. That shadow travels all of that way in 90 minutes. Now here's the thing. In 90 minutes, Earth spins on its axis by 22.3 degrees. I gave 30 there, that's generous. This is how much Earth turned from when the shadow was first seen here all the way to Spain and Mallorca. This is how much Earth turned in that time the shadow was traveling. There. It's a fact. Now, knowing this, what is it that happened here? How did that shadow shift all the way down there? If Earth only in that time did this. That's it. That's all it moved. So any of you who think you worked it out, go ahead and do it again. Right, now let's look at this. You would have heard me say SciManDan.com, and then I mentioned Kramer in the same breath, didn't I? Jokingly, Kramer, Newton, SciManDan.com. Right, now, I don't know if SciManDan.com are friends or foes, okay? I say this because the stuff that they're showing, it's annoying is one of the words that you could use for this, okay? Remember, I haven't planned what I'm going to do, but what we are going to do at the end is finale, to look at how that shadow ran across from Siberia to Spain. It doesn't happen on a globe. It can't happen on a globe. It can't happen on a globe, but you guys have made yourselves believe it can. Now let's start. Let's start here. Right, SciManDan.com. Kristiansand, Norway. Genoa in Italy. Right? Ever run this forward like this? Look at that chaos, look. You think you're going to learn from this? Look. Is this the best you have? Look. Look at this crap. Look. It's like a Pac-Man orgy, isn't it? Look. Look at this. You want some techno music on. Right? That's the first thing. But it's the amount of this.
Mastering sales takes only 19 simple steps.
Simple, huh? No. Monday CRM.
Yeah, let's get it. Now, we have two that are roughly the same. Let's go here. So we put a stop to that. Stavanger in Norway. It's got a chunk missing out of the bottom left-hand side. In fact, it's nearly eaten out. Kassel, Germany. It's got the top right hand eaten out of it. And we also have here the big one. Can we see that? Leon in Spain. Okay. Look at this. Now, can you see that none of these are the same? But live. Huh? How? What we want to find is the one where it's Italy and Leon, because you want to see an absurdity. Look at this stuff. Where is it? That'll do. Look. Partner, but we really do want Leon. Just like that. What are we seeing here? This is the bit. There's something you must understand, because otherwise there's no point in me doing any of this. Now, Italy, Genoa, and Leon, Spain, are those two there, the bottom ones, right? Let me point them out with my finger. The red there, that's Genoa, Spain. Italy, that one there. They are like that, and they are facing west, that way, right? Together. They're nearly in the same latitude. Is it latitude or longitude? Latitude line, right? But look what they've put there. Look. So you honestly believe that Leon in Spain is seeing a bottom right-hand mouth bite, a chunk taken out the bottom right-hand side of the sun, and in Genoa, Italy, that is facing the same way and is basically right behind Leon, has got a chunk missing out of the top left. If you think that is correct, you really, really, really need to brush up on your logic and common sense skills, because that right there does never happen. It cannot happen, right? Now, this is the type of thing that I'm saying. And then Kristiansand, Norway, I mean, what is this? These things are not so. Everybody in Europe, in a certain, like 150 kilometers, would have all been seeing the same thing. And I'm talking from north to south. Everybody east to west, they wouldn't be seeing that difference. They're all looking at it from the same angle, give or take a degree or two. It's not as if we're talking about somebody in Scotland and somebody in, I don't know, West Africa. Then you would have this, maybe. But look, Leon and Genoa, they're one behind the other. This reminds me of a couple of months ago. Do you remember I screamed and shouted about that moon image? What's this they're showing us? I said, SciManDan.com, and I got the moons out and I was going, it can't be inverted. It cannot be inverted. Now the thing is with that, it's almost comical, right? It is. It's almost comical, because this was them. Can we see? No, we can't. So let me bring that light over here. But I haven't done any prepping for this. It's just, I'm just winging it as it comes, right? So I took these pics, I took screenshots, because when I saw them, see how it's inverted, isn't it? Yucca Valley, California. These are live, taken at the same time, and then Perth, Australia. So it's suggested that, look, they're seeing it that way, and the other one is seeing it that way, right? Different colour. Now here's the thing. If this were 384,000 kilometres away, like they say it is, and I'm looking up at it, and people in Yucca Valley are looking up at it, it's so far away, it would be so far away that this kind of, it just wouldn't matter. But if we were, let's say, 50 metres from each other, and this was raised above our heads, and we both looked up 50 metres away from each other, what would happen? I'll tell you what would happen. One of us would be looking from that direction, and the other one from that direction. And yes, it would be inverted, wouldn't it? If it's above us, if it's above two people holding hands or back to back, no, you're facing each other. Give each other a little kiss on the lips. Mwah! Boy and girl facing each other. And this is above your heads. It's raining. And this is the image at the underside of the umbrella. You kiss and you both look up. What do you see? One of yous is facing that way, and the other one is facing that way, and you would see an inverted moon. But when you put 384,000 kilometers of distance between the two of you, you do not see an inverted moon. Only way, the closer it is, the more likelihood of it being seeming inverted would be. Fact. Remember, science had one mission and still has. I'm treading on toes here. I really am. But some things are bigger than one person, aren't they? Right, let's go. Where do you want to go? Let's go, what's this one? I've got loads of things I kind of prepped. More about the tides. Oh, animations. Oh, here we go. Now this is the solar eclipse. Look, that's this one. A lot of people will look at this and not even know what it is, where it is, what it's trying to describe. Because they've not really taught that much geography, have they? Too busy teaching people how to hop from one black hole to another without getting sucked in. What's this? How the movement of the Earth and Sun cause the days, seasons, and years.
The Sun is at the center of the solar system. Earth is in orbit around the Sun.
The whole mission of science is to pump the globe.
Earth orbits the Sun and completes...
See how all this stuff is for children? Because they need to have it pumped into them. The children are the future. The solar system for kids. Sun, moon, planets. Reading reflection video game. They treat and they talk and everything is catered for the child. It sticks. It sticks. Children are the future. He who controls the children, is this gonna spin?
It spins independently at the very heart of our planet.
Clockwise.
And while we can't see it for ourselves,
Journey to the center of the Earth.
Our world is made of layers, a bit like an onion. And as far as we know, life only exists in the first layer.
The whole mission is to distract from the flat Earth. Round, round, planet, spinning. This guy.
In the sky. That's right, airplanes. Continuing with the theme of
He's got so many followers. Oh my.
requiring precisely zero science to show that Flat Earth is the dumbest hoax on the entire internet.
Disagree, mate. I think you might regret saying that so openly. How old is this?
Thing that anyone can do to prove that the Earth is a sphere is to look at commercial airline flights. Let's revisit the Flat Earth map, or the thing they pretend isn't their map, but it totally is, because
Yes, it is. Why is he saying these things? Right?
they can't make a map, so they just use this. And
How has he got so many followers? Maybe that is the problem.
embarrassingly for them, this is actually an azimuthal equidistant projection of the globe. That's right, the Flat Earth map is a map of the globe, taken from the perspective of looking down at the North Pole and flattening out its surface into a plane so that a three-dimensional surface can be shown in 2 dimensions.
What he is failing to understand is that is the flat Earth. That is what it is. It is what everybody thinks is a globe, but flattened out. So thanks for describing it for us, dude.
That's why everything is distorted with no consistent scale. Secretly, Flat Earth priests know what this is, and they know it doesn't work, but they're dumb and late.
Here, they know it doesn't work. This is what they do. He's presuming, and his presumption is making those people who can't really think for themselves think, this guy knows what he's talking about. And then you have a nation of people presuming because of the words from a Muppet.
And can't come up with anything better, so they stick with this and simply deflect anytime these facts are brought up.
Hey, dude, how does the water stay on the bottom of the planet? Just explain. Just explain that. Just that one.
Now, the further away from the center you go, the more significant the distortion, so problems really arise in the southern hemisphere.
No, they really don't.
That's where the flights come in. Here's South America. Here's Australia. Pretty far away, huh? If this map was taken to be precisely to scale, which it would be if the Earth was actually flat, then
Of course it's to scale.
they're as far away as 2 places can get. Let's say we wanted to fly between Santiago and Sydney. If the Earth was flat, which way would we go? Well, the straight line path would go up across all of South America,
Yeah.
all of North America, over Alaska, and then continuing all the way until we get to Sydney.
Uh-huh. So what's the problem?
So, do any airlines actually fly between these cities? Yes, they do. This airline flies between Santiago and Sydney 4 times a week. But which way do they go? Do they follow this straight line? Nope. They do the whole thing over the Pacific Ocean. Here's how that trip looks on a globe.
Now, this is where it's one of two. This guy is stupid or he's lying.
Takes 14 hours and 15 minutes going west and 12 hours and 25 minutes going east. On a flat Earth, that route would look like...
Look, on a flat Earth, the route wouldn't look like this. Mate, on a flat Earth, the route looks like this. Can you see what I'm talking about? This guy, because of the globe, he thinks that because he lives on a globe, right? And if you were going to travel from Sydney to Santiago or the other way, that what? He sees it like this because of the globe, so it's curved, right? But it's flat, isn't it? So what happens? You want to fly from there to there on the flat, what do? You go like that, don't you? On the globe, do you know what they do? See, these are the things, the bits that people like this leave out. We're gonna fly from Sydney to Lima, right? What happens? I'll tell you what happens. We take off from Sydney and we go to Los Angeles, refuel, do whatever it's got to do, and then from Los Angeles we then fly south to Lima, Peru. Why all of that? Why not just go straight across on the globe? Look, it's straight from Sydney to Lima. Why go to frickin' LA first? Well, they go to LA because it's a straight line. You take off from Sydney, you want to go to the other star, okay, South America, it's a straight line. Bang, of course you stop in LA. It's a straight line. This guy is talking rubbish, but the way he's doing it, he's doing what they all do. He's making it sound like he's talking sense. And this is what has been happening all the time. They talk rubbish, they talk bullshit, but they make people believe. You are not paying attention to the details. You're not observing the small print. Therefore, you just presume. Your knowledge is a mix and match of broken sentences, and it's the way it has been structured. And this is why when I ask something of you, like explain how this solar eclipse could work on a globe, it's the stuff people come up with. They think it makes sense, but it doesn't. It doesn't. This guy is a muppet. Doesn't matter how many viewers he's got. He's a muppet. He's a fool.
Like this, an absurdly long and totally unnecessary arc.
What is he
For
talking
comparison, how long does it take?
See, these are the people that I can't really listen to for too long. Later, dude. During a lunar eclipse, the shadow of the Earth on the moon is curved. This is one of the main reasons that they say it's round. Because when we see a lunar eclipse, everybody sees the Earth, the curvature of Earth on the moon. It has to be Earth blocking the sun from the moon, but it's not. I'm going to show you why. I've already done this one, but this isn't about just one thing, okay? Not even close. That moon is to scale with the 30 centimeter diameter Earth, okay? Now, they say, no, it's round because during a lunar eclipse, we can see Earth's curve as it starts to block the sun. But because of the size of Earth and the size of the moon, that would never, ever happen. You always get a perfectly straight line. Doesn't matter where you come from, right? Which angle, you will always get a dead straight line. No curve. It isn't possible because of the size. Because of the size of the big one, you do not get a curve. You get a curve when it's smaller. Or even if they're the same size, you would get a curve. There's a curve, but this might be too not big enough. Can you see that? Yeah, it's not big enough. It has to be just over 3 diameters, and then you get the straight line. 2 the same, like if I got the other globe, the Earth, and put it next to our globe, then you get the curvature. So once again, no, there is no curvature. If you're seeing curvature on the moon, it's not Earth that is blocking the sun, because the size of it, it would have to be a straight line. Fact. Well, I've just shown you, haven't I? So next time you see a lunar eclipse and they say, see, look, it's round, you now can go, no, no, no. That isn't Earth that is blocking the sun. Because Earth is too big. It would be a straight line. Okay, now go over there. Could pause. Let me pause. This one's going to be a tricky one. Right, so that one's sorted. Now what have we next? What's this one? Ah, lovely. Tides. The top of the planet. This right here, this is where the highest tides are. This is far, far, far away from the bulge, okay? Far, far, far away from the bulge. I'll close that. Oh, what are you doing, Rusty? Right. Okay, let's go. Let's have a...
This is Saltström in northern Norway, and it's home to the world's fastest tidal current. At high tide, the Atlantic waters rear up by nearly 2 meters.
Excuse me? The Atlantic rears up by 2 meters, but that's way higher than down where near the equator is. See that?
The waters of South.
did that look like it's just flowing
10
through?
meters in diameter. And
That looks, there's water coming from down below. This is not just flowing from north to south and east to west. And why is it so far away from where the tidal bulge is?
as 400 million cubic meters of water surges through this narrow gap, it creates mega whirlpools.
This isn't just flowing from one side to the other. This stuff is coming up from somewhere. Look at it. Can't get much further away from the equator, look. Look at that, something that's like bubbling, like a saucepan boiling water. Look, it's coming up from the bottom. This is not just passing through, it's where it's originating from. Things are not what they seem, folks. Things are not what they seem. Run, Forrest! Run! Run! It's gonna come and get us! Look at that. Moon? Gravity? No. What else have we got? What's this? Oh, no, not this.
I'll survive this week. The most relaxing and comforting games of 2026. There's no pressure and it's super easy to play. You don't need to stay online all day.
Games. Who's got time for games? Saying that, I better have a game of GTA soon. Right. Let's have a little read and look at how these people on timedate.com. Let's have a little Scooby-Dooby, shall we? What zoom are we on here? I'm getting a bit closer than that. Okay, let's go. So you heard that there's a solar eclipse, and you come onto this website and you go, I should have a look, a little bit of a look, see how it played out. And you come on and it says things like, the eclipse started at one location and ended at another. Oh, it's very informative, isn't it? The times below, talk about the times below. I haven't seen anything as stupid and as confusing as what these people here are giving you. Now, this is about one thing, not even the places. Do you know how they did it? Alphabetical order. Not the first five, because they were the people who had the totality. But after that, this is how stupid. This is how stupid they think you are. Look how they've, solar eclipse, right? You want to know where it started, who was first, second, that kind of order. But no, look what they do for you. Alphabetical order. They have structured the info of how it started from start to finish, but in alphabetical order, not in the sequence or the countries at which it happened first, second, third. Now look at this. Look. How is anybody who didn't really have time to watch it on TV, but who wanted some info after, has a basic bit of knowledge about it, and logs onto this bollocks? But it gets better. Oh, it gets so much better. Let's have a look at the times, start of the eclipse and stuff. These people. Don't forget, science, its main mission was to keep you distracted away from the flat Earth. What do we have there? ADT, Atlantic Daylight Time. Okay, let's have a little scan, shall we? GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. AZOST, Azores Summertime. ANAT, Anadir Time. CEST, Central European Standard Time. No. Central European Summertime. Central European Summertime. Then we have Central European Time. Now, excuse me, is it summertime there or not? So we have a Central European Summertime and a Central European Time. Moscow, easy to understand. ADT again, what was that one? Atlantic Daylight Time. Oh, it gets better. BRT, Brasilia Time. EEST, Eastern European Summertime. CVT, Cape Verde Time. This one is my favourite. Mountain Standard Time. Mountain Standard Time. Western European Summertime. I mean, I've never known anything so stupid. What's this? Irish Standard Time. I mean, what's this? EET? Eastern European Time. Not the whole of East Europe. Oh, hang on, we have an Eastern European, we have an Eastern European Summertime and an Eastern European Time. So maybe in this place, it's not actually summer. It's, if people cannot see what I'm saying, it means they've just already wiped most of your West Africa time. PMDT, Pierre and Miquelon Daylight Time. Who's Pierre and Miquelon? And it's just this trash. British Summertime. British Summertime. Alaska Daylight Time. Folks, if you cannot see that this is stupid, but on a different level, we're talking about. Look at this picture. Look at this. An astronomer's animate. Oh, all right, it's an animation. But anyway, look at this bollocks. Aye. Poor people. Poor people. And you just don't know it. Oh, not this guy. I can't do it. I can't listen. Oh, good, you couldn't see who I'm talking about. I can't believe I'm doing this. Where has he gone? Is it over there? Look, let's not. There's no point. I could go on for, I don't know, hours here picking up stuff. Everything that you've been taught, the whole science thing, It's just one big lie. Those of you who have followed me for a while, you know that how long have I been fighting that science? How long was I fighting the science for? Before the flat earth came into my life. You guys know this better than me, right? It just happened at the beginning of this year, didn't it? But the science, the speed of light, all of it, I just knew it was rubbish. And here we are, a few years later, and I find myself in the corner of the flat earth because it's the only thing that makes proper sense. Now, let's have a look at this shadow and why it doesn't work, why the solar eclipse cannot work on the globe. It just cannot work, right? It cannot. Oh, it's gotten dark. Right, I'm just going to do something. Remember, I said it's kind of, I knew I was going to do this, not what I was going to show. It's spontaneous. I'm winging it. It's not pre-recorded, okay? I'm just going to pause you. Right, this is the cool thing about doing it at night. See the cars going by? And that is my 8.3 centimeter diameter moon in front of my big flashlight. If I go, this is thinking back to the solar eclipse last week, where Genoa in Italy and Leon are looking both westerly. Go like this, just a smidgen. See that? Other way. Now, those chunks that they're showing, let's see if we get closer. Those chunks that they're showing, like 180 degrees out, it's so stupid, right? They're on the same right? It's the way they show this stuff. It's not 384,000 kilometers away and the sun behind it 150 million clicks away. It just isn't. And I'm going to show you why now. See if we can get in, see how close we can get before it frazzles. This will do the lens in, watch. I'll pause you straight after you get blown out of the water. I didn't. Other side. This is... Let's see if we can get closer, eh? Maximum zoom, am I? Oh, it might be. I'm at maximum zoom. If we point that up at the moon. Oh, that just so happens to be out. And guess where it is? Right above us. Just going to unplug the power lead. I think we should have enough until the end now. Don't want to lose the... Don't be careful all the time here because of this lens. If it was a good phone, the lens wasn't buggered, I'd be able to throw you about a bit, but I can't. When I say the moon sometimes directly, I am talking directly above. Might lose focus, but I'll just pause you. Is that it? There's Venus. I don't believe that distance that they're telling us. Anyway. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Boom, boom. It's good, isn't it? Special effects. So you don't get that anywhere else. Look at that. It's awesome, isn't it? Oh, this is an unexpected bonus that you're getting towards the end, isn't it? Let's see if we can do something a bit special. I need to come this way a bit. Mine. I really do need to get that ear pin back. All right, let's go on with this. All right, I should go and turn flashlight off. I don't know though, it's pretty cool, isn't it? Could do a whole show, could do an extra half an hour here, couldn't we? Nunchucks. Where are they? Look, in for a penny, in for a pound, okay? Where are they? Right, let's get on to why. It couldn't happen on a globe. What you saw, the eclipse that you saw, the shadows that you saw flying from south, west to northeast. Same happened in the US in 24. It's coming one way and then it suddenly goes the other way. I'm just going to go get that flashlight. Your phone. Look. You see what's happening here? It's staring you right in the face right now. Sun's moving. Look what happens to the shadow. You're the moon. You are the moon. You went from there down like that. In the US, 2024, it went from there up there, just like that. Sun and flat earth. The moon and the flat earth. Remember something, it's very important. All of the explanations that you guys think you were given were wrong. But you don't know that. And you have this habit of thinking that you are the sole owners of the correct way things should be. The round, the spinning globe doesn't lose any water, mind. But that something. How does GPS work then? Speed of light. You think you know it's 299,792 kilometers per second because you think all of those classes that you took were right, don't you? But they weren't. You've been lied to. Folks, the flat earth, the moon and the sun are moving around us in that direction. Yeah, but we don't know. We don't know. Whatever it is you're going to ask, we don't know. I am the most unreligious person, have been my entire life. Don't teach children to believe in anything other than themselves. Anything else, in the long run, is counterproductive for the child, isn't it? So, I've never believed in a higher being. Never. But the firmament, if it really is flat, well, that's something that I will have to deal with when we get to it. And believe you me, like I've said before, I will be having a fucking word because things could have been done different. That's all I'm saying. I'll be polite. Please let me be the one that goes to have the chat. Right. Folks, what we see, it seems to be the sun is directly behind the moon. The distance-wise, we don't know, but it does not seem like it's 150 million kilometers away. One thing is for sure, there's no light delay. If it is 150 million kilometers away, light is absolute, because it is obvious it's the light source being blocked. You don't have the photon in front of you when there is a solar eclipse. There are no photons being blocked. It's the light source itself. It's timeless. If it's going to reach somewhere, it does so at absolute speed. If a light source switches on, you see it from the onset, or you don't see it at all. No amount of waiting is going to make a light source that is out of range come into range. That is a slam dunk. The sun and moon, I don't know the distances, the proper angles, but the rough ballpark picture of what happened. That white thing up there is Siberia. That is Iceland. Iceland saw the maximum of totality, 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Why is that? Well, because it was at that point when the moon and the sun and Iceland were in the totality position from moving around Earth in that direction. Now, the sun moves slightly faster than the moon, right? So before this position, and they both go this way, right? So we find ourselves there. So before this position, the sun would have been here, and the moon would have been further back here, right? Look. And as it comes back this way, moon's moving across, the sun is catching up with it, and bang, totality. It carries on, the sun slowly overtakes the moon. The moon's still going this way, but the sun is going slightly faster, and that is what happened. And that is why the sun and the moon behave the way they do. We don't know the distances. We don't know how far apart they are, how close the sun is to us, or the moon. But one thing is for sure, folks. That cannot happen on the globe. You can't get it to work because of Earth spinning and the fact that Siberia gets the shadow first. It doesn't work. Any questions? It's flat. Water always finds its level. We've been lied to about everything. That is why every single solar eclipse that will ever happen, there's one thing that's never going to change, right? And that is the moon is going to be blocking the sun. But now that you know the sun is moving that little bit faster than the moon, it's when it comes across the moon, wherever totality is, right? Wherever totality is, that is the point where everything is in line, and that's when you get, that's why the moon seems to stop, because there is that period, and the further away the sun is, I presume the further away it is, the longer it lasts. Obviously, if it's right up the moon's arse, then look, it's straight away. But the further away you go, further, then see it's got more. But when you're right up here, if you go like that, it's so. There's no doubt, guys. It's what happened. It's what happened. Now, whether you believe what I said about lies and charlatans, about science, its whole thing is to distract us from the truth. All of it. Roma, spinning planets, all of them, everything is just this bang, bang. The voyages, planets, deep space, every rocket that goes up there, deep space, isn't it? Spinning. The amount of water pumped and displaced by humans in between such and such and such and such, actual tipped planet suggesting everything. AI Atlas, an absurdity. Everything to make us feel like we're nothing, but we are something. We are something. We belong here on Earth, and nobody has more of a right to be here than anybody else. But that's not the way it's working out right now. They're trying to separate, to divide and conquer, divide and conquer, and they're doing a pretty fucking good job. Earth, I think you'll find, is flat. It's logical. There are questions. Where's the edge? Where's the edge of your universe? You think stars. Firmament? There are questions. Me, all I have is questions. But I'm not going to deny the obvious. And I'm not ego-driven, I'm not money-driven, I'm not wealth-driven, I'm not really driven. But what a fucking fantastic time to be alive. Don't beat yourselves up, because it's nobody's fault. The children are the future. The future's not set. They got to us, they got to our parents, to our grandparents. The devices are fucking the kids up. So is this AI bullshit. But there are a lot of kids out there that are a lot smarter than a lot of people give them credit for. They will be the change. A new breed of child that has been nurtured and allowed to think for itself. It They know what to do. It doesn't need telling what to do. It just needs to be protected from mind games, from lies, from pedos. Just protected like ships, and they eventually just go. They'll be all right. You just need to keep them objective. Don't lie to them. Don't wrap them in cotton wool. Don't tell them everything is going to be okay, because some of them won't be. That's just life. The more alive a person is, the more risk there is. That is life. They're trying to take every single bit of everything away from us. Wear a helmet and do this, do that. Fuck off. They are taking away our freedoms, but they're disguised as taking away danger. You cannot have one taken away without losing some of the other. I would rather live with no safety net whatsoever than lose a freedom that big. Some of us die young, some die old, but dying is not the end. There is more. Slam dunk? I can't really slam dunk that, can I? I'd get myself into big trouble. Don't get latched onto the fear thing. There's no point in being afraid of anything. There just isn't. Of what? I'm talking about the big things. Like if you've got a shit partner who beats on you, then that's something to be afraid of. I'm talking about death. Nah. Nothing to be afraid of on that side. Slam dunk? I can't. I get myself into trouble. Folks, it's a flat earth. You've just seen how the shadow of the moon and the sun worked. Hey, I'll be back. That's a wrap, innit?